I took some time to try out all the super useful glitches in the game, and I put together a compilation of all the best working ones out in the game right now. So for this first method, it's going to be a black market tier glitch that anyone can do. You want to come to this location where I am at. It's by Alpha Boss, Pen King, and King Paka. Coordinates are 23 and -430. You'll be on top of the mountain. Follow the path I take to make it to the entrance of the mine shaft. Make your way inside. Just follow the straight path all the way to the end until you reach the black market tier. Now first thing we'll need is the hanging trap. But before you place it down, if you have some coins already, talk to him and see if he has any pals you want to buy. But stay on the lookout for a Lunaris because it'll come in handy for one of the other methods. Once you're done looking, build a hanging trap underneath his foot in a way where his foot is inside the circle like so. Next, go to the food section and place down a campfire underneath his head and build. For people who aren't strong enough yet, this will kill him. With the campfire, it'll take about a minute for him to die, but to be able to get coins from him, we need to damage him. Do it from behind him because if he sees you deal damage, he will escape the trap and call out his pal, and you will most likely die. He is level 40, so he's pretty strong, but also don't use any explosives or any AoE attacks. It will break the trap and he will escape. So let the campfire do the work if you don't have any weapons strong enough to kill him. Once he dies, go up to him and delete the campfire and the hanging trap. Once you collect the drops, you'll get about 11,000 coins and a gold key. If you do this for about an hour straight, you can make about 600,000 gold. And for early game, you can buy a whole lot of OP items and pals with that. But to be able to respawn the black market tier, you used to be able to place down a pal box in the mine shaft and fast travel from one location to another, and it would respawn. But now you either have to leave the mine shaft and fly away and come back, or you can quit the title and log back in, which is what I would do. Now that we are back, you'll see that he is respawned. Go and repeat the previous steps again. Check what he's selling, place down a trap and a campfire, and shoot him behind his back. Once he's dead, pick up the loot and repeat. For this next glitch, it's going to be an unlimited XP glitch. We want to find a Mimog first. You can find one all over the map, but there are some places that they spawn more often where the yellow markers are the densest. But keep in mind that the higher level the Mimog, the more XP you'll get. And you can technically use any pal, but the Mimog doesn't move or attack unless hit. So to do the glitch, we want to capture the Mimog in the hanging trap. Sometimes he doesn't get caught depending where you place it, so just play around with it. But usually if you place it by one of his corners, it should work. And now you also want to make sure you have the Ring of Mercy equipped. You can unlock and craft it at level 18, but if you can't craft it yet, you can buy it as well. If you come to Fisherman's Point, you can find a merchant there in green that sells the ring for 30,000 gold. Once you have your Ring of Mercy equipped, just start dealing damage to the Mimog, but don't use any explosive weapons or any weapons that deal AoE damage so you don't break the trap. The way this glitch works is since the Ring of Mercy is equipped, the Mimog will not die and the XP will keep accumulating. But as soon as you take off the ring, the XP goes away. Keep doing this for as long as you would like. The longer you stay here, the more XP you get. Once you're done, take out your torch and hit it a few times. The fire will kill the Mimog and you'll get all the XP from the damage you dealt. As you can see, the pal in my party that wasn't max level got a whopping 5.3 million XP with just 5 minutes of me sitting here. For this glitch, it's going to be a material duplication glitch. It's the same concept as the wood pillar dupe glitch, but in my opinion, it's a lot easier. First thing we need to do is go ahead and change your FPS down to 30. Go into settings and then graphics. It's going to look a bit harsh, but just bear with it. We need the choppiness to make the glitch work. Now make sure you have all of the materials you want to duplicate in a chest and not in your inventory. You can see the numbers are 512, 721, and 750. From here, go ahead and choose whatever you want to build to duplicate your materials in the build menu. I chose a medicine workbench. And now just head outside of the circle and press whatever button it is for the alignment mode change. Walk up to the edge of the circle just enough that your materials become available. You can see that roughly half of my right foot is inside. I'll be using that as an indicator. Once you position yourself correctly, what you want to do is leave the circle and build continuously at the same time. You can see that all of my materials are not being used and they're staying the same. Just keep doing this until you have a few of them placed down or are forced to stop by the build limit. I do mess up on 2 or 3 of these, but that's okay. Once you get the timing down, this becomes super easy to do back to back. I'm going to keep this part uncut just to show you that I mess up on a few of these, but it really doesn't matter because I duplicated more of these than I messed up. So in the end, I still end up with more than I started with, and that's the whole point of the glitch. From here, just delete all of the builds that you put down. You're going to see that all of the duplicate materials go into your inventory. Go ahead and just place them in the chest. If you take a look at our materials, they went up to 762, 971, 960. And that's the glitch done. I prefer doing this glitch over the wood pillar where you have to place it in a super specific spot. And sometimes it doesn't work, so you have to move it and it takes forever to set up the glitch correctly. This is just so much faster and easier. But with that being said, let's move on to the next glitch. Now this glitch is going to be a PAL duplication glitch. You will be able to duplicate any PAL that you can hatch from an egg. So it's super useful when you breed a PAL with perfect traits. If you haven't already, go and breed a PAL so you have an egg ready to use. I'm going to be breeding a Xenolord. Once you have your desired egg ready, what we want to do is change our autosave interval to 30 minutes in the world settings. Those who already have this set, just back out to create a hard save and log back in like normal. Once we log back in, just grab your egg and incubate it. You want to have it set so it does it instantly. You can change this in your world settings, but once it's incubated, what we want to do is head over to the global PAL box and place it inside so it gets saved and doesn't revert back to an egg. From here, we want to force quit our game. For PC, it's Alt F4, and for console, you want to close the application. Do not return to title or else this will not work. So let's go and force quit the game. Now that we are back in the game, you can see we still have our original egg that we bred. And if we go to the global PAL box, our Xenolord is still there as well. Now just move over your PAL into your PAL box, and just like that, the glitch is done. You just duplicated your PAL. Just keep force quitting your game over and over to get as many as you want. Now let's go ahead and move on to the next glitch. For this next glitch, it's going to be a 4-star PAL duplication glitch. We are going to be able to fully condense as many PALs as you can get a hold of without the tedious grind. You will need at least one fully condensed PAL in order for this to work. The first step is set your autosave interval to 30 minutes if you haven't, but since I do, I'm just going to quit and create a hard save. Once we load back in, go to your PAL condensation machine. You can see I'm using Orzerk. I have 1 fully condensed and 5 that are not. Click on the PAL that is not condensed and then click on your 4-star PAL and click begin condensation. Agree to all of the pop-ups and boom, you have a fully condensed PAL. From here, go to your global PAL box and place it in there to save it. Now just go back to the condenser and keep repeating that same process. Once you are all finished condensing your PALs and they are all placed inside the global PAL box, we want to force quit our game. Now just like before, it's Alt F4 on PC and close application on console. Once we log back in, if we head over to the PAL box, we are going to see that our original PALs are still there, 1 condensed PAL and 5 uncondensed PALs. And if we go to the global PAL box, we can see all of our condensed PALs are there as well. From this point, either continue the glitch or move over the PALs from the global PAL box. The condensed PALs are going to want to overwrite the base PALs, just click OK to get them. Keep doing this until all of your PALs have been moved over to the PAL box. One thing to keep in mind is that once your pals have been inside the global pal box, they can no longer be used to condense pals, so keep at least one 4-star pal out to continue the glitch. And with that being said, this glitch does require some setup beforehand, but once you have everything required, it's super helpful to not capture a boatload of pals again. This next glitch is going to be a solos duplication glitch. You can use this with the condensation glitch to make your pals super OP really fast, but like with the past few glitches, you want your autosave interval to be at 30 minutes. And now that we are logged back in, go ahead and head over to the Statue of Power and click Enhance Pal and choose whatever pal you would like. I'm going to use the Gory Rat Terra. You can see that it has no upgrades yet and our pal souls are 15, 68, 7, and 30. Now we want to go ahead and upgrade it as much as we can. Obviously it's going to depend on how many souls you already have. As you can see, the attack on the right is at 516. Now once we enhance the pal, the attack jumps up to 825. From here, close out of the menu and head over to the pal box and place the pal you just enhanced inside. Now go over to the global pal box and duplicate it. So now here's where the glitch really begins. Now what we want to do is force close our game. For PC, it's going to be Alt F4, and for console, you just have to close the application. Now let's go ahead and force close our game. So now that we are loaded back in the game, make your way over to the pal box and you're going to see that your non-upgraded pal is still in the pal box. Head over to the global pal box and in there you will see your upgraded pal. If we try to bring our pal over to the left, the non-upgraded pal will overwrite it. So just cancel out of that. Now head to the pal box and place your pal into your party. This part is optional, but if you have a pal this assembly line, you can go ahead and use that, but for the sake of the video, I'm going to be using the meat cleaver just to show you don't really need to be a high level to do this. So now from here, bring out your pal and just butcher it. Do this glitch with the pal you don't mind killing, but if you do accidentally kill the wrong pal, you can just reload the save and work your way back up to this step. From here, make your way over to the global pal box and now you will see that we can bring over our upgraded pal with no issues. I like to delete the pal from the global pal box after it's been moved just so it doesn't cause any confusion. Now if we go to the pal box, we can see that our upgraded pal is going to be waiting there for us. And if we head over to the Statue of Power, we can see that the same amount of souls that we had before the upgrade is still there. Which means you can continuously upgrade your pals over and over without actually wasting any pal souls. Now just keep doing this over and over and over until you are satisfied, and before you realize it, that weak pal that you had before has become much stronger. For this next glitch, we are going to be able to capture Jetragon without taking any damage. We want to come here on the map where Jetragon is. Come to this specific area, there's a spiky tower, a few spike rocks, and a lava pool. Come down to this wall and look out for this weird shaped rock. All you want to do is spam your roll button while moving forward. You probably won't get it right away, but just keep rolling forward and you'll get in eventually. And once you get pushed in, turn to the left and roll forward one more time. Now once you're in here, wait for the Jetragon to show up so you can shoot it. Once you see it, shoot it and grab its attention, and follow the path I take. You can fight him in this area as well, but he will be able to hit you. Where we are going, he won't be able to damage you at all. When you make it up to this rock, turn around and you'll see he is stuck inside the wall. Just keep shooting him until he is low in health. Then you can go up to him and shoot a sphere through the wall to capture him. But sometimes he doesn't get stuck there. I'm going to show you what to do if he doesn't get stuck. Like before, grab his attention and head to the rock. In my case, I had to move around and had to wait for him to catch up to me. But sometimes he will be right next to you when you turn around. It's completely random. But from the rock, follow my path again and don't forget to keep shooting him so he doesn't despawn. When you get to where I am, there's going to be a gaping hole in the ground. Be careful not to fall in. We want to go to that ledge over there where I'm pointing. Head over there and go down as far as possible before you actually fall in and crouch. If you don't crouch, the shockwave from his meteor attack will actually damage you. But now, you can shoot it without having to worry about getting hit from his attacks. Try not to go anywhere else when fighting him because he will fly above you and it'll be very hard to shoot him that way. Once you get him low enough, all you want to do is just run up to him and throw a sphere through the wall to capture him. And more likely than not, you won't get it in the first try, and he will usually respawn above you. Now, because we can't aim directly above us, it's hard to find a spot where we can get him. So just go back to the rock and roll out of the glitch, so then you'll be able to aim at Jetragon properly. Just like getting in, it takes a bit of playing around with to be able to find the right spot to leave. But that's it for this glitch, on to the next one. So now that we are here at the statue of Anubis, make sure he is not around so he doesn't attack you. What we want to do from here is go to his left foot and jam yourself in the corner where it meets the mountain right here. From here, place your back against his foot and aim forward and spam the roll button to cause yourself to do a backflip and face into his foot. And just like that, we are inside his foot. Now from here, go ahead and shoot him or wait for him to come closer and grab his attention. And now that he's here, you can see that he hops up on top of the foot and follows us around, but he doesn't actually do any attacks. So you can just go ahead and damage him. You can use a bow, a shotgun, a charge rifle, whatever you have. Obviously this will take longer with a lower level weapon, but it's totally doable. I like to make sure I have the Ring of Mercy on, just so I don't accidentally kill him and have to wait for him to respawn again. As you can see, even after taking all those shots, he just doesn't attack back. Now from here, you just capture him like you normally would. You can change your capture rate settings if you have a weaker sphere, but that's totally up to you. There we go, it's as simple as that. And now from here, the way to exit, just deploy your mount and ride it out. So I'm back here and I'm just going to go ahead and enter the glitch spot once again just to show you how easy and safe it is. Even your grandparents could do this. I'm going to show you how I have no armor equipped and I am completely unprotected. Now from here, just go ahead and grab his attention or wait for him to come back from his walk. And try to make sure there are no other pals around or else they will get in the way of you damaging Anubis and it can get a bit annoying. And just like before, just start damaging him with whatever weapon you have, it really doesn't matter what it is. Once again, you can see it doesn't matter where we go, we could take a nap here and he won't attack. So take your time trying to find a spot that you have an easy time shooting him. Now, once you have him low enough, go ahead and capture him just like you normally would. And I'm just using an Ultra Spear here just to show how even a low level player can do this as well. Now you can make this even easier by upgrading your capture power through the statue, sphere module, or even a capture rate in the world settings. Whatever's easiest for you, honestly. Now once we've confirmed that he's been captured, to get out of the glitch, if you don't have a mount, you just go ahead and roll out of the foot there. And just like that, we're out and you're out of the glitch. Alright, first thing that we want to do is come to this location on the map right here. The coordinates are -243 and -637. You know you're in the right spot if you find an opening in the wall right about here. Just go ahead and jump through or roll through. Then to your left, you're going to find another crack in the rocks. Just spam roll through that opening to make it inside the rock. Most times you'll go through right away, but in this case I had to find the right spot. So if you don't get in right away, just keep rolling and you'll phase through. You can see that I am now inside the mountain. We can look from the outside in and see the wall. We can even shoot through the wall like it wasn't even there. Same thing with the spheres. But from here, we want to go back up to this ledge and open our build menu and place down our pallet box. But we can't just place it anywhere we want. We have to place it by the entrance where we rolled in. Just go ahead and build. Now there are going to be some weapon requirements to this. What I recommend using is the multi-guided missile launcher, the Terra Prisma sword, and this one is optional, but if you have it, the plasma cannon. We'll talk about why it's not necessarily needed later. And as far as pals go, I recommend getting 4 goblins fully condensed in your team because
When inside your team, it gives you 20% more attack power, so with 4, it's 100% more. I also definitely recommend Felbat fully condensed since she has the partner skill Lifesteal, which she turns the damage you dealt to an enemy into HP for you, and the less you die, the faster you beat the boss. Now, if you don't have time to fully capture, condense all these pals, I have a video on all the best duplication glitches out now that still work after the new update. Now, for your base pals, you can pretty much use any pals you want as long as they are strong. I have about 30 base pals just because I don't have any rescue pals, any pal pods, or health grenades, so in case any die, I can just swap them out real quick. I'm using Bastagor with Hydro Slicer, Double Blizzard Spike, and Dark Whip. I will say, the more homing skills you add, the easier this will be. And now, to be able to leave this spot, you can go to the wall and move forward and turn your camera so that you see the wall from the outside. From there, just roll out. Now, I'm going to show you exactly why the guided missile launcher is so good. There's a raid about to happen, and once I reload, I'm just going to shoot in the general direction and the missile will do the work for me. With the homing ability and the 4 consecutive rockets, this is actually so helpful. Now, just go build the summoning altar. Build it as close to the entrance as you can so you don't die trying to run to it. Once it's built, just place the Celestial Sigil Master Token inside the altar. You can get the Master Token by killing the regular version of the Moonlord boss. This method will also work with the regular version Moonlord as well if you don't have the Master Token yet. Now, before we start, just make sure your Terra Prisma Sword is all the way out with the 9 blades, and all the guns you plan to use are reloaded and ready to go. Now, let's summon Moonlord and book it to the glitch spot. Don't freak out too much. While I have been trying to get into the glitch spot, I have never been attacked. I'm not saying it won't happen, but you should be okay. Once you're inside, just quickly take out all your base pals. It's going to be a bit hectic at first, but that's okay. You're going to see that I die, but because our base is inside the glitch, we respawn back inside. Now, you don't need to worry because your pals will still keep fighting even after you die. Now, to not keep dying every time he uses that beam, what we want to do is just focus on his forehead eye. As soon as the beam appears, you want to roll forward, and that way you will never take any damage since that is the only attack that will harm you in this glitch. So once again, we focus on his forehead eye. As soon as the beam appears on screen, we roll forward to dodge the attack. Now, because I just spawned in, you'll see that my health is still pretty low. I'll call out my Felbat, and because the Terra Prisma swords are dealing damage to the boss, my health is dramatically going up. From here, keep spamming the missile launcher at the forehead eye, because once that's gone, we don't have to worry about dodging that overpowered beam of his. And don't make the same mistake I did when using the missile launcher. Don't just hipfire or it will just go wherever it wants. Make sure to aim at his eye so that it actually targets it. It took me way too long to notice that. But I'm going to keep the rest of this clip uncut. I'm just going to speed it up. Now that his forehead eye is gone, we can focus on his hand eye. Now, if you remember, I said the plasma cannon was optional. I said that because the missile launcher can't actually hit the hand eye. The missiles just start going all over the place, exploding everywhere but on the actual eye. So we have to use a different weapon like the plasma cannon. Since you have the Terra Prisma sword and your base pals, they will take care of it. But if you want to speed up the process, you can use the plasma cannon or even any high level weapon for that matter. The missile launcher is still useful because once both hand eyes are gone, it'll lock onto his heart, and with your pals all focusing on his heart and the 4 consecutive shots, that is a crazy amount of damage. And just like that, with 3 minutes and 30 seconds left to spare, the brand new Moonlord Master has been beaten with almost no effort at all, with the basic settings applied. You can see that in the entire fight, only 2 of my pals died. This will obviously vary depending on the health of the pals that you use. Now, as far as the loot goes, it's pretty insane as well. The legendary schematics for the Terraria weapons went from less than 1% drop rate to a whole 25%. From this boss, you'll get 25% chance of either getting the legendary Terra Blade, the Terra Prisma Sword, or the Nightglow Lantern schematics, along with a few other things that are pretty rare as well. So that's pretty much it. As of right now, that's the easiest way of farming the Moonlord Master boss. You don't have to do things exactly like I did. You can use a different weapon or pals, whatever you can make work. If you change the damage settings, you won't even need pals. You'll be able to do this solo with just the weapon. Alright, so first thing you want to do is come to the sealed realm of Terraria. If you haven't unlocked it yet, it's at coordinates -429 and -780. Now, let's go ahead and enter the dungeon. So now that we are in, the first glitch is going to be where the old one used to be, up in that corner. Just call your flying pal out and head to that corner. You'll see if you try to do the old method from going left to right, it just keeps pushing you back down into the dungeon. So instead, what we want to do is just do a full 180 and fly right into the opposite corner. From here, just hop off. You'll see that you are going to be stuck. You just want to jump once and climb up until you get out. Once you're up in the glitch, you just want to make sure you stay crouched until you jump off the ledge. Once you're on the ledge, you can call your pal and fly out into the void. This glitch has 2 variations, so I'm going to show you how to do the second one now. Like before, just fly into the top right corner and do a full 180. Hop off your pal, just jump once and climb up. You'll see that this time we are above the black box. So just jump on top and stay crouched so you don't get stuck. And hop off the ledge like last time. From here, call your pal and just fly out.
Get over here!
So to actually do the dungeon skip, you want to position yourself to face northeast and fly forward so that we can reach the final dungeon room where the boss is, all the way down there. There are 2 chests that you can pick up along the way if you'd like as well. Just get close to them and open them like normal. There's going to be one on each side of the wooden structure. Now keep heading northeast until you reach the final room. My Xenolord has enough stamina to get there without stopping, but if your pal doesn't, all the structures are solid so you can stop to rest on the way there. Once you get to where I am, hop off your pal and jump on this wall like so and shimmy over to the right, and you'll face through the wall into the chest room. Now go ahead and grab the chest. You'll see that I get the Vortex Speeder, the Celestial Sigil, and the Terra Blade. To be able to reset the dungeon, you want to beat the boss. If you don't, the dungeon will still reset but will take longer. So go up to the barrier and hop on and start climbing straight up until you reach the top of the entryway in the boss's room. To kill this boss, the Terra Blade, the Terra Prisma Sword, or the Nightglow Lantern can easily defeat him, but I don't have any of those equipped, so I'll just use whatever I have, which is the Guided Missile Launcher. Any high level weapon or POW will work as well. And now from here, you can exit the dungeon and the dungeon reset timer will be shorter.
For the second method, it's going to be on the left hand side where this bush is. This one is a bit precise. You just want to start jumping until your player mantles inside of the wall. Just keep jumping while moving from side to side to try and find the perfect spot. I found that most times if I stand directly in front of the torch, I can get in. Once you're in, turn to the right and start running forward. You want to keep going until there is no longer anything blocking you from going up like this invisible floor. Once you make it past that, climb onto the rocks like so, and just like that you're out of the map. Now just call your pal and get to flying. If you want to grab the 2 chests, turn and face northeast and fly straight to that piece of flat land. You'll find the 2 chests to the left going down. Grab it if you like, but for the sake of the video, I'll just grab one. And from here, just head over to the end. Now, for this third method, fly over to where I'm at. It's going to be at that ledge right there. Position yourself so that your feet is right above it. We are going to need to land on it. Now, get off your pal. You'll see that we are climbing on the wall. Do not go up or you will get stuck. You will have to quit the title to be able to get out. Now, shimmy over to the right until you fall off the wall. As long as you don't go up, you'll be fine. You know you did it right if when you try to walk away, there is a barrier stopping you. From here, just do a full 180, look up and jump up to this ledge right where I jump. Shimmy your way to the right once again and go under this rock. And now just press the crouch to fall down. We aren't fully out of the map yet. There is an invisible barrier that we can't walk through, so just call your pal and mount it to be able to fly past it, like so.
Xenolord.
I choose you!
Now, if you want to grab the 2 chests, fly north and you'll see where I showed you before on where to grab them, or just fly straight to the end. For this fourth glitch, it's going to be in the second dungeon room. It's just straight ahead. As soon as you enter the second room, turn around and fly in the middle of these 2 trees. And all you want to do is hop off your pal, move over to the right a bit, jump up, and bam, you're out of the map. This one is the easiest one to do out of all 5 of these glitches. And of course, if you want to grab the chest, turn and face east and fly back, and you will see where they are. But if not, you can just fly north and reach the end. For this final glitch, you'll be able to farm 6 chests instead of the usual 4. Just follow the path I take. From the second room, take the rightmost room. Now go straight and take another right at the fork. You'll see a room with a singular chest. Now turn around and take a left at the fork and go straight until you see the second chest. Just grab it. Now go up to this ledge and get on top of it. There are 2 ways of doing this glitch. One is where I'm standing and the other is on the lower ledge. I'll show both. But from here, just roll into the wall to get out. Call your pal and mount it to go through the barrier. With this way, you will need to shimmy to find the spot to be able to face through, but it's not too difficult. So now I'm back at the ledge. If you land on the lower ledge, all you have to do is crouch and walk over to the right until you can't anymore. Once there, all you do is jump and you're going to be in this area. But we aren't out yet. Once again, we have to call out our pal and mount it to be able to leave. But just like that, we are out of the map for the 5th time. Now head north to collect the 2 chests in the wooden room, and then all the way to the end to collect another 2. Now, just a quick tip, if you want to go back into any of the rooms, just find a see-through wall like this one and fly into it while holding sprint. Or if you find a see-through floor, line yourself up and fly up while holding sprint as well. We are going to be getting started with the easiest one first, that being the Celestial Sigil to spawn in the new Moonlord boss. Alright, so first thing you want to do is come to the sealed realm of Terraria. If you haven't unlocked it yet, it's at coordinates -429 and -780. Now, let's go ahead and enter the dungeon. So now that we are in, the first glitch is going to be where the old one used to be, up in that corner. Just call your flying pal out and head to that corner. You'll see if you try to do the old method from going left to right, it just keeps pushing you back down into the dungeon. So instead, what we want to do is just do a full 180 and fly right into the opposite corner. From here, just hop off. You'll see that you are going to be stuck. You just want to jump once and climb up until you get out. Once you're up in the glitch, you just want to make sure you stay crouched until you jump off the ledge. Once you're on the ledge, you can call your pal and fly out into the void. This glitch has 2 variations, so I'm going to show you how to do the second one now. Like before, just fly into the top right corner and do a full 180. Hop off your pal, just jump once and climb up. You'll see that this time we are above the black box. So just jump on top and stay crouched so you don't get stuck. And hop off the ledge like last time. From here, call your pal and just fly out. So to actually do the dungeon skip, you want to position yourself to face northeast and fly forward so that we can reach the final dungeon room where the boss is, all the way down there. There are 2 chests that you can pick up along the way if you'd like as well. Just get close to them and open them like normal. There's going to be one on each side of the wooden structure. Now keep heading northeast until you reach the final room. My Xenoloord has enough stamina to get there without stopping, but if your pal doesn't, all the structures are solid so you can stop to rest on the way there. Once you get to where I am, hop off your pal and jump on this wall like so and shimmy over to the right, and you'll face through the wall into the chest room. Now go ahead and grab the chest. You'll see that I get the Vortex Speeder, the Celestial Sigil, and the Terra Blade. Now to be able to reset the dungeon, you want to beat the boss. If you don't, the dungeon will still reset but will take longer. So go up to the barrier and hop on and start climbing straight up until you reach the top of the entryway in the boss's room. To kill this boss, the Terra Blade, the Terra Prisma Sword, or the Nightglow Lantern can easily defeat him, but I don't have any of those equipped, so I'll just use whatever I have, which is the Guided Missile Launcher. Any high level weapon or POW will work as well. And now from here, you can exit the dungeon and the dungeon reset timer will be shorter. For the regular Belle Noire slabs, I found the drop percentage in the dungeons are much lower than just going to all 3 wildlife sanctuaries. There is one to the south of the starting island, one to the north of the volcano region, and one to the east of the desert region. Now, if you don't have the entire map unlocked, what you can do is respawn to different fast travels to make this easier. Return to title and go into the world settings and turn on multiplayer. From here, just log back in. This will allow you to respawn at different fast travels. Once you're back in, either put all your items in a chest or change the settings to not drop items when you die. Click respawn in the pause menu. After you wait the 5 seconds, you will see the option to respawn in a bunch of different locations all around the map. From here, just keep respawning in the areas closest to the wildlife sanctuaries or until you have them all unlocked. I'm going to be spawning in close to the wildlife sanctuary number 3 since I want to work my way down from the top. Unfortunately, it doesn't take us all the way there, but there are plenty of close fast travels along the way in case you need to go back to base mid-travel. Once we get to the sanctuary, just follow the path I take to get all of the chests. The chests don't spawn in the same location every time between every sanctuary, but they will be in the same 3-2-1 pattern. Once it's all looted, go to the other 2 sanctuaries. I'll be going to number 1 now. Once we get to the next sanctuary, loot it just like before, 3 at the bottom, 2 in the middle, and 1 up top. It doesn't look like we're getting a whole bunch, but compared to beating 3 dungeons and not getting a single one, this is far better. But you'll see it's not always that bad. After we finish looting up all the chests, we get 4 slab fragments. That's enough to already craft 1 slab with only 1 pass through. One quick tip when you get wanted, to get rid of it, either return to title or log back in, or just fly up high. That's what I usually do so I don't waste time having to quit the title and logging back in. So that is the easiest and fastest way to farm Bellenoir slabs. Let's move on to Bellenoir Libero and Blazamut Ryu. Now we are going to be doing dungeon skips in the Snow Mountain region. The dungeon I'm at now is at coordinates -363 and 375. Just go and enter the dungeon. Once inside, grab your flying pal and just head over to where I go. Skip over any enemies there may be. Then on the left wall, there is going to be a ledge up top. Jam yourself there with your pal. Now get off. From here, you won't be able to move, so crouch and move forward a bit, uncrouch and jump. And just like that, you're out of the map. Now bring out your flying pal again and just follow where I'm going. For future reference, the final boss will always be in the structure that looks like that. To be able to defeat the final boss, you want to go under the structure and pop up where the tree is. It will always be in the center of the structure. Make sure not to get stuck in the water or else you won't be able to go back down. Once you find it, pop your head out of the floor and use whatever method you want to attack the pals. I'm going to use the Terra Prisma Sword and the Nightglow Lantern that I got from rerunning the first dungeon skips a few times. You can also use your pal's attack if you want to, but this combo absolutely melts the health of these dungeon bosses. You can get these weapons super early on in the game. And once the boss is defeated, don't get off your pal like I did, or you can fall down into the abyss. What you want to do is stay on your pal and fly back down and shoot back up while holding sprint. When I loot the chest, you will see that I only get the Bellenoir Libero fragments and not the Blazamut, but that's because the drop rate. In the next one, we will get Blazamut fragments. Now, this next dungeon is at coordinates -329 and 439. Make your way into the dungeon. And just like before, follow where I go and skip over any enemies. We will be going into the second room, and once again on the left wall there will be a ledge. Just jam yourself in there and hop off your pal. You know you got it right when your head is inside the rocks, but your body isn't. Once you're in there, keep rolling forward until you face through the map. Once you do, then just jump down to the ledge where I go. If you land in the water, that's okay, just climb out. Then call your flying pal out and hop on. Since we are inside the walls, this can get a little tricky, but just keep moving around until you get it eventually. Now, like the last dungeon, we want to look for a specific structure, which is going to be behind that big one. Fly all the way to the end and you will see the boss room. Just like last time, go underneath it and pop out in the middle. Once you find the tree, you know you made it. And now, just defeat the boss however you want to. Because we are under the map, it sometimes doesn't register that we are trying to attack, so just play around with it until the boss starts taking damage. Like I said before, the Terra Prisma Sword and the Nightglow Lantern are super OP, especially at an early level. Now that the boss is dead, fly down and fly back up holding sprint to phase back into the map, and just head over to the chest to collect your fragments. As you can see, 1 Bellenoir and 1 Blazamut like I promised. Now, let's move on to Xenoloord and Blazamut. Now we are here at the Fabric Island dungeons, and the coordinates are -881 and -1092. Let's enter the dungeon like we always do. Once we are in, follow where I go to the left side of the room all the way in the back. You want to look for a small hole in the wall that we can crawl right through. It's going to look like that. The good thing about these Fabric dungeons is that they are all the same, so the method doesn't change. Equip your grapple gun and zip to it. If you're lucky, you'll zip right in the hole, but most of the times you have to crawl in. If you don't get it right away or fall, just go back to the ledge and try again. But once you crawl in the hole like a spider escaping my flip-flops, find an area big enough to call your pal and get on, because guess what? More flying. Now, these dungeons are a bit more elaborate and confusing. It's not as linear as the previous ones, but no problem.
What to look out for is the biggest structure in the distance, like this one. You know you found it if it has a stone building attached to it in the back, like so. Once you find it, go under the structure and you will see the tree in the middle of the dungeon boss room. I'm going to skip ahead to when I get to the chest just so the video doesn't get too repetitive. Now the boss is defeated, go open up the chest. You see that I only got one Xenolord slab, but again, it's just the luck of the drop rate. But not to worry, in the next dungeon I show, we'll get some Blazamut slabs. Here is the next and final dungeon for today. It's at coordinates -1000 and -1032. Let's go and enter the dungeon. Just like the last dungeon, the layout is exactly the same, even the glitch is in the same spot. So come over to the top left of the room until you find the hole. I know for some people with less experience it's a bit hard to find, especially if it's dark, but just keep looking and you'll find it eventually. Once you do, take out your grapple gun and grapple to it, and climb right in, and just like before, go all the way down until you have space to call out your pal. From here, fly out and go towards the biggest structure. I didn't take my own advice, so I got a bit lost, but once you make it to where I am, go under everything until you can see the boss room while looking up. Now, just like all the other dungeons before this one, take care of the boss to open up the chest room. Now go and open up your chest. You can see this time we got a Blazamut slab along with a Xenolord slab. So that's it for today. There's still so many useful glitches to be done in the game. If Pocket Bear still hasn't patched any of these, I doubt they will anytime soon, so make sure to take advantage of them. But with that being said, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and peace out.